了，姥姥。胖了，小声。好。Hello. Long time no see. A lot has happened. We're gonna do some dishes first. I've never had a more disgusting looking stove, and I didn't know my mom's place was in such disrepair. This dial is like all the way caved in. Good news though is that she never used the fucking oven. Look guys, it's just pot holding. It's like spotless inside. There's no splatters of oil or anything, no stains. Chinese people, they just don't bake. Well, not all Chinese people, but you know what I mean. Okay. I'm gonna move you guys. Or maybe I don't move you guys. I'll just leave you guys there, and I'll put these elsewhere. How's everyone been? For the most part, I don't cry every day. Well, no, that's wrong. For the most part, I cry every day, but I don't cry most of the day. For the most part, I just break down twice a day about. And then I'm like, oh shit, I have stuff to do. I have dishes to clean. My grandma's hungry. I have things to find out about my mom. Stay. Thank you. Her stove also doesn't light up on its own. I have to light a match to it every time. There's this... I haven't been to her house in 1.5 years since COVID started, and I had no idea how bad it got. Soaking a label off of her honey jar. We'll try to peel that off. Staying busy helps. So thank you for the dishwashing thoughts, but I quite like doing them myself just so that, you know, you keep it moving and you don't stay in one spot, and your brain won't sink in too far. You gotta pull yourself back. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm wearing my mom's necklace. It's very pretty, but you can't see the beads right now because it's hiding underneath the collar. I found it in her drawer. This was a necklace that she wore for many years while I was growing up. So, my mom's birthday is tomorrow. I've invited some of her coworkers to come to the house, just a few, because COVID and all. And I'm gonna go and try and buy a cake for her. Someone that she worked with closely texted me and she was like, I feel so bad. Let me know what I can do. So a lot of people have been DMing me saying if people offer you help, take it. So I said to her, can you pick me up tomorrow in Flushing at 9:45 a.m.? I'll be carrying a cake, and you could come back with me to the house ahead of the party, which is at 11, and you could help me set up a little bit. And I was trying to look. I was trying to look today which bakery I wanted to get it from. The very first bakery that we ever bought a birthday cake for me from in Flushing was Yimei Feng. But I believe Yimei Feng burned down a few years ago. Let me go check on my grandma. I hear her climbing up the stairs and she was clambering. I just want to make sure she's not falling to her death because I only have her to care for now, so I can't. Hello? Huh? 开灯吗？给你开灯。开灯啊？要不要？按呢？So that one burned down. My mom basically likes any Chinese bakery cake. Some of them make better than others. I just remember that she really likes this Boston cream pie made by like Red Maple Leaf Bakery. It's a different name when you translate it from Chinese. And I just remember that. But you know what? Like, my mom knows. I'm gonna get her a bakery cake that has all the fruit on top because that's the cake that I want to eat. And so, being the fucking selfish daughter that I am, who never listened to her instructions or advice, I'm just gonna get the cake that I want, you know? And I'm sure she'll be happy with it because as I'm learning more and more, she did not live for herself. And she only lived for other people. And it hurts me so much. So we're just doing dishes. And sorry guys, I don't have my tripod, so you can't see me do dishes or anything. We have no camera angles because this is where my phone is most secure. So you're just gonna have to look at half of my face.您说什么？您说什么？您跟我说话。没跟你。哦，跟我妈说话。哦，行。My grandma's talking to my mom in the other room. You know, normal business of grief. Oh, okay, that fits. Okay. I'm not with Fred right now. I'm at my mom's house because I have to take care of my grandma, who lives at my mom's house. So I cannot cuddle with Fred. A lot of people wrote in on Instagram that it is not good for me to relocate a cat because unlike dogs, they find comfort and security in their housing and not their owners. So I want to respect cats. My grandma is grieving. She's 93. She's really old. She has a lot of health conditions. She wants to go back to China. I don't think the consulate is going to give us a visa. They are, because of COVID, limiting all international traveling, and they have a humanitarian visa right now that's available for anyone who is in a emergency situation where they have to visit a dying relative or attend a funeral of somebody who died in China. Because my grandma and I are not in China, I don't know if they will grant me a visa. She doesn't need a visa if I can find her Chinese passport because she is still a Chinese citizen. She just has a permanent resident card here, but I'm a US citizen and therefore I need a Chinese visa to get back into China with her. So I don't know if that's going to be possible, unfortunately. Right now I'm looking into long-term care for her. and trying to decide what the best option is for that. These were not her gloves. These are my gloves that I brought back from Woodside. Yes, I would need to find my original birth certificate though, because I do not have it. I do not know where my mom put anything. And I don't think she expected to die. So I have to put together all the puzzle pieces while trying not to kill my grandma accidentally, because I have to figure out what's going on with my grandma's medicals. They won't tell me everything until I bring her into a hospital so that she can sign the release as the patient because of HIPAA, but it's kind of ridiculous because she's unvaccinated at her doctor's suggestion because she's very old with a lot of different problems, including high blood pressure, and apparently she was deemed to be a high-risk patient for the vaccine. So I'm just trying to understand how to proceed carefully. Ideally, my grandma would like to go back to China. She doesn't have that many years, if we're going to speak honestly. And China is obviously her home. But if it's not possible during the pandemic, then it's not possible. My mom is going to turn 62 tomorrow. Crystal Lynn, this is live. Not a clean peel. No. Aaron is, I believe, still in Doha. So, just to give you some context, so you don't think he's some asshole. Sunday morning in Cairo. No, Monday morning in Cairo. Monday morning in Cairo? Wait a minute. I don't know. Yes. Okay. Monday morning, Cairo time. So it's been a full week now since my mom has passed. 4 a.m. I wake up. I turn on my phone because I have jet lag. I look at Instagram because that's what I always do. I go down the messages in my DM folder and I go down to the message requests section. And I see a message from someone I've never gotten a DM from before. I'm with your grandma, she's okay, but your mom has passed. And I just don't understand why anyone would play such a mean joke on me. So that's 10 p.m. Sunday time in New York. My friend Nez group chats Aaron and me, and she was like, what the fuck? And she sends me a screenshot of almost the exact same message. It was also sent to her DMs. And I was like, Nez, I got the same thing. And he attached a photo, and I'm scared to open it. And so Nez opens her photo attachment, and she screenshoots it, and she sends it to me in the group chat. And she says, and it's a photo of the person who DM'd me, who turns out to be my lovely angel of a neighbor, sitting with my grandma on the couch, and my grandma's crying. And there's a second photo that he sends. And it's of photo magnets on my mom's fridge of my mom and me together. So I sit straight up in bed and I just start hyperventilating. I go, oh God, oh God, oh God. And Aaron wakes up and he's like, what's wrong, June? Is it another nightmare? And I was like, no, my mom's dead. And he was like, what are you talking about? And I said, my mom's dead. I just got it over Instagram to you. So he takes the phone and he looks at the DM and he's like, call him. Because I had missed video chats. My neighbor had tried to video chat me. And so I video chat him and he connects and he picks up and he's like, I'm so sorry. I know it sounds like a joke. I hate to be delivering the news to you this way, but I'm here with your grandma. She's okay, but your mom's passed. And I was like, oh. And it takes me about like 2 hours of talking to different people over this video chat, which, by the way, drained my neighbor's phone battery and his data. So thank you so much to my neighbor, and I'm so sorry, and I'll find a way to repay all of this generosity someday, somehow. I speak to him. I speak to my other neighbor who found my mom's body in the house. And I spoke to the police who had questions for me and wanted me to tell him if there's a family contact in the city who can show up. And so I pieced together this narrative of how my mom died. Sometime around Sunday noon, she goes to my grandma's room and turns on the TV for her. It's a normal routine. I think she feeds my grandma lunch, although that isn't clear because my grandma's tail goes back and forth because she's 93. And she leaves the room to, do her usual thing. My grandma, and this is all from my grandma's point of view, who relays all of this to all the neighbors, watches the TV and assumes that my mom has left to go run an errand, which my mom does. She goes out to do groceries, she goes out to pick up medications, bank, whatever. So my grandma's like just chilling at home, and it starts getting dark outside. And my grandma's getting kind of worried because it's getting dark outside. She hasn't heard from my mom. She hasn't seen my mom. And she's getting hungry. Like, grandma's hungry. Okay? Grandma knows how to keep herself alive. So she goes to the second story window and she starts screaming that she's hungry. Because she's got to eat. And the neighbors all hear her, and they show up, and they're like, should we call the cops? And they were like, no, the cops might just ram down the door, and then the door's gonna be fucked. So there's a a family across the street who speaks Cantonese and Mandarin passably, and they try to communicate to my grandma, like, come on down, grandma, to the first floor and help us open the door so we can help you. I'm paraphrasing because obviously I wasn't there. I'm just setting up a scene for you guys, you know? So they basically instruct grandma on how to help them open the door safely without ruining anything. And grandma does that, and they're into the house, and they sit grandma down, and they're like, all right, grandma, what's up? And grandma's like, I'm hungry. I don't know where my daughter is. I'm starving. So they like calm her down, and they get her some food, and they're like, okay. I think at this point the cops show up because I think somebody called the cops, and the cops are like, grandma's okay, she seems okay, we're gonna go. They don't do a sweep of the house at all. I think. If my neighbors are watching this, feel free to clarify in the comments or DM me later to correct the events. Small details. They leave, the neighbors stay, the neighbors are like, well, we should find out where your daughter is. Seems kind of strange. So I think my grandma has like a little booklet where my mom wrote down some key phone numbers. So they call my mom's phone number, lifted from the book. That's my grandma sighing in the background if you can hear that. And they dial my mom's number, and they hear the phone ring from inside the house. The Chinese family's daughter goes up the stairs to find the phone, and she finds the phone and my mom's body. My mom is apparently on the floor, unconscious. They don't know for how long. And she just seems to be like collapsed by her bed in her bedroom. My neighbor who DM'd me goes up. He flips her over on her back and tries to give her chest compressions, and to no avail. It's too late. So they call the cops back. The cops show up, and I guess declare her dead. Does a sweep of the area. Presumes it to be of natural causes, and they stick around until the medical examiner picks her body up. There is one van serving all of Queens, so my neighbor stays on scene, talks with me all the way from 10 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. Now my grandma's crying. This is her daily grieving routine, so this is just normal, don't worry. I'm still in shock. I'm very confused. We discuss options for what to do because I'm still in fucking Egypt. And we decide the best course of action is to keep grandma in the house because she's familiar with the house. She doesn't know English. If they take her to a hospital, she's going to freak out. She's going to feel frightened, nervous. She's going to be grieving and confused, and she can't communicate to anybody. There's no guarantee that there'll be a Chinese-speaking, nurse, aide, whatever. So I talk with my neighbors, and I'm like, you guys have been angels. Thank you so much for feeding her. Thank you so much for staying on scene. Thank you so much for explaining everything to me. Thank you so much for, spending, 8+ hours of your life in this house with a dead body. But I just need to know if you guys are up for taking care of my grandma until I can get back from Egypt. And I don't know when that will be. I was planned to fly back tomorrow. Tomorrow was supposed to be my return date. And so I tell them I'm going to try my best to get a flight out as soon as possible, but I can't guarantee you. Is it okay if you check in on my grandma and take turns feeding her and just make sure she's alive? And the two main families who were here both said yes, and they kept grandma alive until I came back. We left the house unlocked because we couldn't find my mom's keys. We didn't know where they were. They have been found now. I think my mom would have found this very surprising. She lived her life with a lot of apprehension and fear of the unknown, which is a lot. We unknow a lot of things. The fact that we have such amazing neighbors who go to such great lengths to take care of my family, I think would have really shocked her. And I kind of wish that she saw this. Maybe she did. I think it would be amazing for her to know that there is hope for the world, and there are people out there who do good things and kind things just because they have the resources to, and they want to help their neighbors. My neighbor, I don't want to name him because I don't know if he wants to be named, but I kept thanking him, and he was like, don't thank me, you know, like, I have a mom too. I would want someone to do the same for me in the same situation. Like, this is what it means to be a human, and I was just like, thank you, I don't know what to say. So I got off the video chat and asked Aaron to start calling airlines for me to rebook, cancel, whatever, get me on a flight. So we got off the phone at like 7 a.m. Cairo time. Aaron called American Airlines for like 4 hours, was on hold the whole time, and then nobody picked up. The call dropped. I was like, fuck. And he was like, yeah. And we switched to a London line instead of an American branch. Nice lady picked up, got it sorted. No, I didn't come back on business. I took economy. It was fine. The plane was half empty. We got to lie down anyway. Everybody almost had their own row. It was as good as flying 18 hours could be, but the entire time I was just like, my mom's dead. I don't know what to say. Grandma's on the move. I can hear her. She's still mumbling to herself. She switched from one window to the other to cry. That's that. I was... K-clock, that's really sad. I'm so sorry. I had a really nice flight attendant who saw me sobbing during mealtime, and she was like, are you okay? And I was like, oh, my mom died. And she was like, oh. And she was like, I don't know what to say. I'm so sorry. And I was like, and she was like, it's going to be okay. And I was like, it is gonna be okay. It just sucks. It just sucks so much. I remember in the past couple of months, my mom kept saying to me, why don't you come live with me for a week? Pick a week, just come live with me for a week. And I was like, Mom, you know, I come here for 2 hours and we fight. I'm not gonna do that. Like, a whole week? We're gonna end up killing each other. The thing with my mom is she doesn't communicate to me what's going on. If I had known that she was this exhausted, this in trouble, of course I would have come, but she never lets herself show her weakness, not because she doesn't want to seem weak for the sake of seeming strong. She just wants to seem strong so that she protects me and anyone else that she cares about from knowing exactly how vulnerable she is, so that she doesn't give us any stress, and so that we don't have to worry for her, so that she doesn't cause us any added work. But like, I don't know, part of why I wanted to do this live was to say, if you haven't spoken to your family members about death and dying, please. It's a taboo to talk about death, and I don't know why, because it's going to happen. And if you don't talk about it, you are going to be leaving behind a lot of mysteries and unanswerable regrets. And it's going to create such a feeling of emptiness inside the people you leave behind. And it's unnecessary pain. And I don't think my mom foresaw this happening, or else she wouldn't have done it this way. She didn't know she was gonna go this early. But she did. So, why don't we start talking to kids about sex and death and taxes? And it doesn't need to have an age restriction, because the more you shelter them, the more it's gonna hurt the first time they fall. My mom has always tried to shelter me my entire life, and it's not good in the long term, because in the end, it's a zero-sum game. You don't pay for it now, but you'll pay for it later, and sometimes it incurs interest, and sometimes the interest breaks you. And so, if you are a parent and your kids ask you about what you want to do when you die, don't be offended. Don't feel like you're being attacked. They're just looking out for themselves and also for you, because they want to do right by you. If they love you, they want to do what you want them to do. My mom's body is still in the morgue. I have until October 18th to get her out of there. I came back too late to sign off on donating her organs. I found her state ID and it says organ donor on there, and it is devastating to think that I wasted her body when she wanted it to be gifted to others. But this is the way circumstances worked out, so I'm not going to blame myself for it, and I'm not going to blame anyone else for it, and I'm just going to ask Mom to be understanding of the fact that sometimes things don't always work out the way you want them to. I'm also super confused because I found 3 copies in 2 different places in the house of a letter from 2013 saying that, per her request, her name has been taken off the registry of organ donors. I found a state ID that expired in 2011, then the letter came in 2013, but her new state ID was issued after 2013, and it still has the organ donor insignia on it. So, did she want her organs donated or not? All these things. Of course, she also wasn't fluent in English. She didn't sign the back of the card like she was supposed to if she wanted to make an anatomical gift. It's just I don't know if she didn't want to sign it or if she didn't even know she was supposed to sign it. It's just I am trying to donate the body to a medical school. I would like for that to happen. Selfishly, that is my preferred method of dealing with my mom's body. They use it for schools to train future doctors, and then they cremate it anyway, which is what I was going to do, and they return the ashes to you. It just depends on the timeline. Some schools use the body within 6 months. Some schools use the body within 2 to 3 years. So if you're not in a hurry to get your ashes of your loved one back, donate it to medical school, But I think I'm going to try to donate it because I would love. She lived her entire life giving so much of herself away. I just feel like this is what she would have done anyway. And if anything, she would have wanted to make me happy. And if it makes me happy to see her body get donated to medical school, then I'm sure she would have been fine with it. At the end of the day, she's dead, so it doesn't really matter. A body is just a body. What you do with it is for the living and not for the dead. check on Grandma. Come with me. House is a mess. I think she's okay. I hear rustling. Yeah, she's just sorting clothes. We're gonna go back down and leave her alone. If you're in the Queens Village area, I have a lot of Mom's clothes. I have a lot of kitchen items that she never used. I have a lot of random knickknacks. And I have a whole bookcase of my various books from childhood to college. I also haven't had a chance to sort through Mom's shoes. I know that, shoes are but my mom, my mom took really good care of her shit. So if you are in the Queens Village area, come on over, neighbor. I would love to give you some stuff that my mom had saved up. She saved my books. She saved everything. Every single piece of toiletry I gave her to use, she never used. I look underneath the bathroom sink and there were like cleaning supplies from my college days. Anything that I gave her, she didn't use. Why wouldn't you use it? What's the point of saving everything? And now I have to give it all away, Mom. Like, so dumb, Mom. So dumb. I know. I've been checking all the pockets. I might need some help sorting through all the books too, because who knows what she sandwiched away in there. I was looking through some old CDs and like tucked in between two CDs was this little like cheap plastic card holder that pharmacies give away sometimes. And I was like, oh, I'll just like, throw this out or put it in the free pile or whatever. I open it up and there's like two $50 bills in there. I'm like, really, Mom? This is how you're gonna play it? Like, I have to search through I'm gonna end up losing $2,000 in this process because I just don't have the energy to flip through everything. So whoever grabs stuff, I don't know, check for cash. It's gonna be like playing the lotto, I guess. Lucky you. How do you volunteer to help me? You can DM me on Instagram if you're in the area. Come take stuff away from this house so that I could clean it up. My favorite memory of my mom? Oh, I don't know. My grandma may be eligible for some money from Social Security from my mom's benefits. Laura, you should expand more. Maybe Instagram DM me because I know nothing about this. Mike, do you live in Queens? Do you live in the city? Can you make it out here? I can't meet I'm glued to this house. One, my grandma is here, and two, I have so much shit to uncover. Like, I need to find all her documents. I still haven't found her passport yet. Like, Mom, if you're listening, can you please show me where your passport and Grandma's passport are? I need those, I think. Oh, so your birth certificate and my birth certificate would be nifty. Yes? Cool. Alright. We're gonna pretend she heard that. And so, coworkers, tomorrow. By the way, guys, here. I can't look at all the comments. One, holy shit, there's 1,300 of you right now. One, they're coming through really fast. Two, I have to get shit done. Three, I'm talking. Four, my brain is elsewhere. And so five, if you want to give me advice about getting my grandma's Social Security money that my mom paid into for fucking 40 years of her life, not that much, 30 years, 20, 30, 20, we came here in 1997. What's the math on 24 years? You should Instagram DM me advice, practical advice. I'm gonna write this down. Thank you. Because I've been getting a lot of support, and thank you guys also very much. I don't want to seem ungrateful, but also it's a lot to weed through all of the DMs when I'm just searching for answers sometimes. So, yes. Do let me know if there's something that I'm missing out on in terms of taking care of financial affairs, because it will become quite important if I have to start paying for my grandma's aging body, spirit, and mental state. If you don't have an Instagram, you can't DM me, unfortunately. I don't really feel like giving out my email because my inbox is just gonna get blown up. So you can also wait until the end of this live and you could put it in a permanent comment down below, but I don't think it'll be possible for me to come back and read all of the chats here, unfortunately. My brain is gone, guys, so we're gonna clean the kitchen, we're gonna organize it because we have people coming over tomorrow and I would like it to not look like a shit show, which it kinda does right now. I think we're gonna start on the stove. You can't see me there at all, can you? Here. You also can't see the stove. Oh, well, you can. Wow. How do I do a camera angle without a camera angle? Look, guys, I found my shot glass from my college. Ooh, almost just ended the stream. Okay, that's pretty good. That's not bad. I'm getting a stomach ache. Okay, so the saddest part of the stream is over. So for those of you who just came to see drama, you can leave now. I'm done. That's it. I ran out of tears for tonight. We're just gonna clean the stove. It's fucking gross. I've not cleaned it in a week since I've arrived. I've just been trying to like cook some quick meals, heat up food for grandma. We're still living off of food that like people brought over. I don't know how much food they thought I would eat. Oh, I ate a lot. I cooked like, my mom had like a jug of milk that expired September 30th, and I was like, smells good, let's cook it. So I cooked half a bag of oats yesterday. This I brought home from Woodside because I was like, I see milk in the fridge, I'm gonna need oats to go with it, because that's the only way for me to eat milk without getting a huge stomach ache is to boil it with oatmeal. And I ate all of it, so that is approximately 8 servings of oats that I ate today. Yeah, why does every Asian household have skyflakes? They're just like saltines, right? Oat farts are real. Grief does not stop the power of oat farts. Thanks, Lori. Going above and beyond for free advice. Thank you. I appreciate it. Strangers have been very kind to me. But it has made me think about the nature of relationships. Like, how is meeting up with someone who DMs you on Instagram any different from like meeting up with people that you see for the first time at church, or, you know, meeting someone over a dating app? I don't know if it's that different, honestly. All I know is, hopefully I don't want anyone to come murder me, but haven't been murdered yet. Speaking of, let's go lock the front door. I forgot I left it open. That's how secure I've been feeling. I also ripped all of the blinds off of the house because they were broken and disgusting. My mom kept them shut the entire time that she was here. That was something that a neighbor told me, is that like you couldn't even tell that somebody was living here because my mom had full-on blinds drawn on both of these windows all the time. She was so insular. And oh, you were here. mysterious keys, and I do wonder if some of them are safety deposits. The problem, of course, is I just don't know what's what. Also, does anybody know why these stoves don't light up? I don't hear the ignition. I don't hear like the click, click, click. So what's wrong with it? Is it the pilot light, or is it like an electrical failure, or what? Do we have a technician in the house? I think my chat's frozen. Are you frozen, chat? Oh, there you are. Wow, there's so many chats. Pilot light. Yes, I can light a match. No, there's gas because I can cook with it. I have to light it with a match. I don't know how to access the pilot light. I tried to lift up this hood and it doesn't seem to want to get up, so I don't want to break anything now. I believe it is plugged in, yes, because when it's not plugged in, the oven dial doesn't show up. This is 10 years old, guys. I got this in like high school, so more than 10 years. I'm gonna use all the random ass old shit up. Don't know why you kept this, Mom. Separate plug. Oh. Huh. My grandma's not doing great, guys. Let's be honest. Her daughter just died. If I don't give her a project, like sort through the clothes for me, pick out what you want, put what you don't want in another pile so we can donate it, or today I had her count quarters for my piggy bank that my mom saved for my middle school days. She will end up crying and crying out for my mom's name. She does it all night too, so it's probably not great for the neighbors. Again, my neighbors have the patience of angels. May you also be blessed with nice, patient neighbors, as I have been. I don't have a GoFundMe. I don't need one, guys. My uncle on my dad's side shown up with money. My mom's colleague showed up with money, and I was like, I don't need money right now. I do need like concrete advice, leads for caring for grandma. I need solutions. Money is abstract. It is not going to help me. I already have money, but thank you. And I don't want to deal with cash in the house right now because I have so many loose papers. I'm just going to lose it. Cash is not a priority ever, but especially not now. I have enough money to take care of affairs right now. I need grandma to... It's so rusted. Ew. Is that what's causing the fire to not light? Thank you, Laura. She's not Cantonese, she's Mandarin. I have support. No worries. I have friends. Aaron isn't my only support, guys. Never put your only support on one person. It's unfair to you and to them. Widen your support network. Develop parasocial relationships. She can't stay in mom's house alone, and I really don't want to keep her here alone with a nurse aide. If there's going to be someone coming into the house, I would like to be here too, regularly.
Unfortunately, that would entail that I would either have to move here and renovate the kitchen to do what I do for Delish, um, or we have to move her somewhere else. Whether that be a retirement home where they have Chinese-speaking people, or an apartment closer to me so that I could keep an eye on her more regularly than here, because where my mom lives, where I am right now, is a 1 hour, 30 to 40 minute commute. That's 90 to 100 minutes commute between me and my mom. That is longer than I take to get to Midtown Manhattan from Woodside. So Queens is huge. Unfortunately, it's not going to be feasible for me to return to work, even if it's returned to my home kitchen work. If I stay here, it's going to have to take renovations if I move here. Grandma's 93. Yeah, I suspect that this might be rusted shut, just looking at how bad the inside of these are. It shouldn't be that old of a stove, but my mom has been here for 12 years? 11 years? Around the time I went off to college. No will. I don't think she had a will. I don't think she was that prepared. Ooh, that's a centipede. That was exciting. Haven't seen one of those in a long time. I purposely didn't charge my phone up, so if the live cuts out, just know that I intentionally did not charge my phone to be full, because I don't want this live to go on forever. I'm going to draw some boundaries for myself, but I did want to just pop in, say hi, cry a little bit, maybe get a little bit more resources out of y'all's brains. And also, some people have been DMing me saying that they have also experienced deaths of parents and loved ones, and they have found it hard to clean or sort through their belongings. So I figured, you know, no饭吃好,行. She's hungry. Grandma's hungry. I'm gonna heat up some pastries for her. 姥姥，吃面包行吗？吃面包行吗？吃什么都行。吃什么都行。吃什么都行。Okay. She's very deaf. I have to speak within 2 inches of her face and shout it at like a 60% TV volume level. So I'm sorry if you thought I was yelling at her. I was yelling at her because that is the only way she'll hear me. So you can imagine how frustrating it gets for caretakers when they don't know that that's the situation. She'll just be like clueless, and they'll be like, well, and she'll be like not even cognizant of the fact that you asked her for shit. Okay. What should we feed Grandma? Let's, woo. Almost dropped my shot glass. Don't want broken glass. Okay, she's walking in front of the fridge, so I'm gonna give her some space, and as soon as she clears the fridge, I'm going to open it up. I don't think hearing aids will help. I mean, maybe they will, but I'm cool for now. But thank you for the offer. I already fed her soup twice. I think maybe we'll go with an egg and some bread. And then maybe we'll eat an apple later because what do we have here, Mom? Hot dogs, pumpkin seeds, butter, applesauce. Applesauce? Applesauce. Okay. Congee takes a long time to cook. Well, not a long time to cook, but Grandma's hungry now. So we're gonna heat her up something now. I'm going to wash one of these free of its rust, and then we can cook. I don't know about afterlife. I don't know how to feel about it. My mom was Christian, so I'm sure she believed in it. I think she believed in it. Bye, Jennifer Holly. Bye, Wern. Yeah, am I killing my grandma by feeding her bread? What's wrong with bread? Bye, Del. Nope, that's not gonna work. Those are my gloves, gross. Let's find you guys something to... Look at my mom's jar of MSG. MSG is gonna hold us up. There you go. Okay. Listen guys, I'm just trying to keep my grandma alive right now. We're not going to think too hard about nutrition, and as awful as that sounds, like, I don't have the bandwidth to do everything perfectly, so you're just going to have to be either cooking for me right now or just watching me feed my grandma casual shit, okay? Everybody's got an opinion on what to do, but only I do it, so... Pinned. This is a very shallow cast iron pan that I got my mom. She rusted it, as you can see, and stopped using it. And I was like, Mom, why don't you use this? And she's like, it's all rusted. And I was like, that was because you didn't dry it on the fire, Mom. And she was like, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to do that. How do I fix it? And I'm like, I'll fix it. And I got very angry at her. Still remember that day. But here we are, cooking on it. I'm gonna make myself an egg too. 宝宝，吃鸡蛋和面包行吗？然后待会儿吃苹果。好。Do I still need to go into probate to access her accounts if I'm the beneficiary? That is my question. I'm so proud of myself, guys. I cleaned out so much shit in the past day. You want to avoid probate. Well, I think everybody wants to avoid courts. Everybody. Ain't nobody out there want to deal with courts. Alright, you get to decide Grandma's fate. We got some pastries here. There's this pineapple bun looking thing. These, by the way, are all gifted by people. And then there's, oh, she's gonna like this. Never mind. This is not a democracy, in case you forgot. This has pork floss in it, which she is gonna love. It also looks like there's like scallion bits in it. Oh, I'm blocking the camera, sorry. Pork floss, scallion, sesame. She gonna love this. Great. Let's heat that up for her. Maybe on the side of the skillet. I want a little bit too, so I'm gonna cut myself a third of it. And because I don't wanna knife it, I'm gonna scissor it. I want the portion with this end. Wow. It looks so fluffy on the inside. There we go.我不弄肉，我给你弄面包。鸡蛋和面包，然后要茶吗？茶。We're also gonna get her some tea. Grandma loves her tea. Alright, I don't think Grandma can have any runny eggs, so we're gonna flip that one. No runny egg for Gran. Oops, sorry guys. Jackpot. I know what I'm drinking tomorrow. Lots of emergencies. Are these expired? Yes. May 21. What's gonna give me constipation? The emergencies? Pork floss is not like bacon. It's like shredded jerky, shredded sweet jerky. Grandma's little dish. She rarely eats more than what I can hold in a single bowl. Oh. 鸡蛋，面包，够吗？够。不够的话跟我说啊。够了。I usually don't cook her a lot in case you think I'm starving her, because if she doesn't finish her portion that I give her, she'll leave it on her plate and she'll insist that I keep it until the next meal, and I just don't want to deal with that shit because food gets gross. So you're just gonna have to trust me that I made the right decision, even though you don't disagree and you have different opinions, because until you get your butt over here in Queens Village and cook for us, girl, stay in the back seat. Ooh, and we got some pickles. Wait, what do I sound like? What are you saying you sound like? What are you guys talking about? We timed somebody out. Do we have trolls? I'm not gonna show you Grandma because she's just gonna eat, guys. But you can watch me eat. 姥姥要这个酸菜吗？
不要。
萝卜酸菜。
哦。
It's a daikon pickle.
你这鸡蛋没煎熟啊？
没煎熟，我喜欢。
哦。
我喜欢半生的。
哦。
但是我给你煎熟了，您喜欢吃熟的是吧？嗯。I think coworkers of my mom came by and dropped us off food. 姥姥，我跟朋友在说话，他们问你好。 他们说祝你吃的开心。你吃的开心吗？
啊，
面包好吃吗？
好吃啊。
She says it tastes good. Oh, this is sweet bread. I was not expecting that. It's like cake bread. I told her I'm talking to friends, and I told her that they say hi.
这面包有里头有鸡蛋蛋，好像。
里头有鸡蛋。
那特酸的，特好。
哦，像蛋糕似的。
妈买的那个不一样。
对，你喜欢吃这种是吗？
那当然，这是高级的这个。
She says it's not like the bread your mom buys. This is high quality. I'm not, Holly, I thank you for the well wishes, but I'm not going to mention my mom passing right now because that's just going to make her sad again. She'll think about it in 20 minutes. She also told me when she looked at my egg that my egg is raw, and I was like, yes, Grandma, I like it raw. 还吃吗？给您
饱了。
饱了。吃苹果吗？
给我拿2片。
您拿上去还是在这儿吃啊？
在这儿吃吧。
好。
哦，
您选一个。
对了，你给我切了，我留着夜里吃。
您选一个。
哪个都行。
选一个。
哎，这个吧。
She chose this one. 我这收了，我给你新的盘子，给你新的盘子。要削皮吗？姥姥
啊？
要不要削皮？
不要削皮了。
不要削皮了。
洗干净了就行了。
我给您尝一块儿，您告诉我您喜欢不喜欢这皮？不喜欢皮的话，我们削掉。尝一块儿。
好。
喜欢皮吗？苹果是我朋友买的，那个给我们买炸鸡的朋友买的这个苹果，你喜欢吃吗？
好吃。这苹果得几块钱一斤呢
？1斤，1公斤呐？是1公斤还是1斤呢？
不知道。
我也不知道。美国不用斤，美国用磅。您要几块儿？
行。
行吗？
够了。
再给1块儿。
行了，够了。这苹果人也好。
是啊，我朋友买的，给我们买好的。My friend Samira bought these apples for us. It actually is quite tasty. Thanks, Samira. 1斤 is roughly a pound. 那在美国，1斤苹果有的时候1块钱，有的时候3块钱，就看你买哪一种，有的贵，有的便宜。
3块钱一斤啊？
有的1块钱，有的2块钱，有的3块钱，不同种的不同价钱。
那当然是3块钱的是好的呗。2块钱的是差的呗。
您觉得这个值多少？
这是好的。
这是好的。She says these are good apples. I like all my translators. Thank you, translators.
这是说话呢。
跟朋友说话呢。看不见他们，所以我不给你看，只能他看见我。只能看见你自己。还要吗？
不要了，吃了可是。
好。I miss my mom watching these lives. She'll always email me afterwards and tell me her feelings on what I just did with my life. It's funny, right? Now I'm gonna start missing her nagging me. How did your mom pass, Christian? We don't know exactly how she passed. It is from natural causes. It probably had something to do with her hypertension. I think she was under a lot of stress. She was taking care of the house. She was working full time. She was writing essays up until 2:30 a.m. She was sending out emails trying to round up everyone's articles at 6 a.m. She wasn't getting a lot of sleep. She was also a full-time caretaker of my grandma, who has a lot of medical problems. She was running around trying to buy groceries, trying to grab medication, trying to take grandma to the doctor. She neglected her own health. I called up her family doctor. He was surprised. Life. Don't work too hard, guys. She was an editor at a newspaper for a Chinese Christian non-profit organization. Wow, blood pressure issues everywhere, huh? Why do you guys think, if she had her name taken off the organ donor list, that her new state ID had the organ donor insignia on it again? I keep thinking about it. I want to do right by my mom. I don't have to donate her to the hospitals yet. I can rescind at any time. They don't have her body yet. But I got support from her brother in China, and he says he fully supports my decision, whatever my decision will be, so. So should I not donate her body then? I'm gonna grab my computer because the comments on my phone are too fast. And this is something that I actually want to know your thoughts on. 宝宝，你是吃饱了吗？
吃饱了。净吃的精啊，这吃的，都吃 这都是质量高啊。
喜欢就好。
哎，
姥姥，我妈有没有跟你说，她如果死了的话，她想怎么样的葬礼啊？
他没说过这种话，哪说这个呀？
中国人不说是吧？中国人不说。Grandma says Chinese people don't talk about shit like that, which is a problem.
那。
Tiffany, I would like to think selfishly that it would make her happy to see me happy, and I would be happy to see her body donated for purposes of medical learning because, you know, who knows? Who knows what that might help to achieve?
你说我拿这么多东西拿得了走吗？
姥姥可能都没有办法回中国，
啊？
可能都没有办法回中国。我问了大使馆了，大使馆现在说，因为疫情，因为全世界得病，只能在中国有人出事儿，外国的家人才能回去。我们现在2个人都在美国，我不知道能不能给我签证。那我签不了证的话，您自己回去。如果路上出了事儿怎么办呢？谁带呀？您看您上这么一把岁数了，呼吸又难，坐飞机要坐14个多小时。如果在飞机上出事儿了怎么办呢？
那找个伴儿打着。
您找啊，您找得到吗？
是。
对，您找得到吗？然后落在了中国以后，你还要待21天，自己待在旅馆里面，一个人在屋子里面，您受得了吗？他会把我们分开的，2个人不能在一个屋子里的，您自己要待在一个旅馆屋里面21天，您受得了吗？想一想，您昨天想了吗？
哪一条路我都不想走。
是啊，我知道啊，都是不好走的路啊，我也很纳闷儿啊。都是因为疫情的事儿。
你要是，其实你到时候给我点吃就行，我没什么别的事儿。
医生不是这样说的，我给你点吃，我也得回我那边去工作呀，我不能待在这儿啊，姥姥，待在这儿我没法上班呢。
上你那儿去没地儿住。
我那个房子比这1楼还要小，3个人哪住得下？我还有一只猫呢，您又不喜欢猫，真的没地方住。
我喜欢猫不行，那都是小事儿。能有个地儿睡觉就行。
我那个地儿太小了。
我这平常我没事，我什么事儿都没有。
姥姥，不要跟我撒谎。您住过院，您每天吃药，您有很多问题。
我自己吃啊。
您还需要氧气机，这都是问题。医生跟我说了，你不相信医生的话吗？你觉得你比医生更懂是吗？She's trying to convince me that she doesn't have any problems and that she can just live with me and I only have to feed her and I don't have to worry about anything else. I literally just called the doctor on Friday and she was like, your mom told me in August
She's having trouble taking care of your grandmother. She can't do it all. And the doctor was like, I highly advise you to not try to take care of her yourself. It is not doable. And my grandma is like, don't put me in a home. If I can't go back to China, I'll just stay with you. And all you have to do is feed me. And I'm like, Grandma, you need an oxygen tank. You need accessibility. You need a lot of things I can't provide. And of course, I don't want to abandon her, but also she is really, face it guys, the fact is old people are really difficult to deal with sometimes. She throws tantrums like a child. When she doesn't get her way, she'll say that you're hurting her, and it gets frustrating. And I can already sense that I will not be able to get any work done if I take her home with me. Besides, I live in a studio apartment with Aaron and with Fred, and there is no other space for her. She's gonna need her own toilet, she's gonna need her own bathtub, she's gonna need constant care around the clock, she's gonna wake up in the middle of the night, it's gonna be taking like the way you care for an infant. So it's just not doable for me. And honestly, I am convinced that my mom would not have died this early had she not been trying to juggle her job, her house, and grandma all at the same time. She basically neglected complete self-care, just trying to touch base on all of these responsibilities that she had, and there is no way in hell or heaven my mom would want me to take on the burden of caring for a 93-year-old grandma on my own. Now, if I hire a nurse, which we can do, I would need to find grandma a housing accommodation closer to me. I would have to try to sell this house ASAP so that I have money to rent her another apartment in New York City, which is very expensive. So while money is not an issue, it will become an issue sooner or later. And medical costs in this country are no joke. I actually just saw a piece of mail that my mom left on her table side where her monthly insurance premium was $700. There is a reason why she was not taking care of herself medically. There is a reason why we need to change the healthcare system in America. I will say that she was making under 50K. If you make under 50K and you're paying for living costs in New York and your health insurance is $700 a month premium, not even counting the additional costs that pile up, what do you think people are going to do when they think they don't need to see the doctor right now? They're not going to go to their checkups, they're not going to opt for any additional measures or tests, they're going to just coast until they feel like they're in too much fucking pain to deal with. And unfortunately, you develop a tolerance for pain too, by the way you develop tolerance for drugs. You start feeling the pain less and less when you start to normalize it more and more. The system that we have in America forces you to normalize pain. You then continue to exist in pain and it becomes life. And then at the age of 61, you die of a sudden attack of some sort. And you didn't even see it coming. But you did, but you didn't. I'm Schneckenhaus. What do you despise as an Asian? I guess I could rent out the house, but I would have to really touch it up. Like, there's a hole in the kitchen ceiling. There was a hole. My mom got it fixed a little too late, and now there's a hole again. There is serious infrastructural issues with this house, and I would much rather just sell it. Lala? 茶给您了吗？
没有。
哦，茶蜜一直没给您呢。
嗯。
Forgot to give Grandma her tea. My bee.
儿吗？
啊，
吃果仁吗？
果仁儿，
果仁儿，吃不吃果仁儿？
Does this look familiar to anyone?
哎，
姥姥吃哪种果仁儿？
哪个都行，一样给我点儿吧。
一样都给一点儿。
嗯，
I believe the estate will be taxed, unfortunately, when I sell.
行了，够了。
给您拿点茶啊。
啊，
小心烫啊，
哎
烫烫烫。
哎，
I believe when I handed her these nuts, that might have been the last time I saw her in person. Thank you, Resized Bite. To all the folks who are sending me stuff via Instagram, thank you so much. I will take a look at them. I have a lot of phone calls to make tomorrow in addition to Mom's party, but I'm looking forward to it. And also, I fucking need to clean the house right now. I keep saying it, but I keep procrastinating because it's just like, I think I'm sleeping something like 5 hours a day, max.
哎，
I don't think my uncle can come. I'm gonna call him again tonight, but if grandma has a EBT card, does that mean she's on Medicaid? I'm pretty sure we don't get food stamps. Or SNAP. I don't think my mom ever applied for SNAP for her. Hold on. I think you get an EBT card. EBT stands for Electronic Benefits Transfer. So it's a card. Now, SNAP can funnel into your EBT card, but I believe Medicaid benefits can also funnel into your EBT card, but I could be wrong. It's been a while. I was on Medicaid before when I worked minimum wage in restaurants. And honestly, I think I got better healthcare when I was on Medicaid. Okay, then I haven't found a Medicaid card yet, which means not sure. Okay, never mind, I misread it. It is a New York State benefit card. That's what she has. I'm gonna Google that right now. She definitely has Medicare. I just don't know if she has Medicaid. I don't think we have food stamps, guys. I don't think we're on Snap. There's no way I'm taking her anywhere with me in the middle of a fucking pandemic because she's unvaccinated. But I appreciate your advice. Let's go clean the kitchen. 姥姥，我去整理厨房了。我去整理厨房。
啊，你就是让我走了。
啊，我待会儿把苹果给你拿上去。
还热呢。
你想喝冷的？
我
我给你兑点冷的，你等一下。
待会儿你给我拿走啊。
拿去哪儿啊？
拿那楼上。
拿茶呀，还是拿苹果呀？
苹果。
哦，那您茶喝不喝啊？
茶我最热。
我给你兑一点凉的。She says the tea is too hot to drink. I'm gonna.
行。
吹一吹。
我喝了我就走，待会儿你把这个。
行。我过半个小时给你拿，行吗？好。慢慢走啊。滑了。She doesn't really like animals, and I don't think she's gonna meet Fred, if I'm honest with you, because people told me not to switch up Fred's houses because cats get a little frightened. Whoops, that's not gonna work. How about this? Wow, makeshift tripods.
有，那你待会儿你上去，给我开电视。
好。She wants me to turn on the TV for her. I was showing her the Christmas Budget Eats today because it has my mom's voice in it. Speaking of, if I do this live thing again, I think I'm gonna have to sharpen my mom's knives. They are dull. They are so dull. And this is why every other week when I came by.
门口花那儿响一下，是不是门口啊？
不是，是我的刀。是我的刀。Oh my god, every single sound she hears, she thinks it's a door. It's really creepy living with my grandma in this huge ass house at night because she keeps telling me about our neighbor upstairs, and there is no upstairs. So I can see why my mom went angry, mad, and just all kinds of frustrated because, like, grandma's gonna call me over into her room, tell me that we have a neighbor upstairs, and I'm like, Grandma, there is no neighbor upstairs. And she's like, the neighbor who's a reporter who was friends with your mom, and I just get more and more creeped out. Also, I've been showering in the basement, which has currently no shower faucet on it because the old faucet was like all kind of clogged up. So it's just like a stream of water shooting into the back of my head. It's great, guys. Living in my mom's broke ass house is great. But you can see why I don't really want to stay in this house. It is really far from Manhattan. It takes an hour and 40 minutes to get into Midtown from here, and it's just very inconvenient. You have to ride it all the way to the end of the F line on the subways and then take a bus for 30 to 40 minutes. So it's just like a trek, and I feel very isolated here. It's basically borderline suburbia, so... Anyway, my mom's knives, super dull. I don't know how she sliced a thing on here, okay? I don't know. And this is why the first thing I grabbed when I went home to Woodside was my knife. Actually, no. I told my friend Samira to bring this over to me when she offered to drive by because you just can't cut with these, y'all. You just can't cut with these. All right, Mom. Let's clean. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that I have to sell this house. It's just a matter of when I get around to it because there are currently way more urgent matters. Oh boy. It's hard without a tripod, y'all. Sorry for the threads. Yeah, I would just indulge Grandma about the neighbors too, but it scares the shit out of me, guys. It's also just like really quiet here. I'm used to airplanes overhead, I'm used to cars roaring by, I'm used to creepy ice cream man. I'm not used to like no fucking noise, and when you're in a place with no fucking noise, then every fucking noise scares the shit out of you. Yeah, and no Fred. I'm very sad. I'm gonna wash these dishes, and you guys are gonna remind me to go upstairs and turn on the TV for Grandma, okay? 2 minutes from now, remind me to go turn on the TV for Grandma. And also carry her apple slices up. She told me to carry her apple slices up because one hand is on the railing for her and one hand is on her walking stick, so she cannot carry anything when she's going upstairs. Yeah, I kind of miss my cooking now, you know? All the things that you took for granted. Yes, Lori, that is exactly what I'm thinking. I have to find a decent one. I did get a lead, so I'm gonna call them tomorrow when the party's over, hopefully, because I don't know when they start being staffed. I want to take tomorrow as a time to meet up with several of my mom's closer coworkers so that we can not only celebrate her birthday with some cake, but also it's an opportunity for me to learn a little bit more about my mom and who she was at work, because I feel like I never knew another side of her. And you never think about your parents as human beings, you just always think of them as your parents, but they were people, different people, in different spaces. So hopefully everyone's honest with me tomorrow and not just like trying to make me feel better about my mom dying. I want to know what they think about my mom, and I just want to know who my mom was as a person. Apple slices, heard chef, thank you chef. I'm going right now. I'm gonna leave you guys here because I need both of my hands. When I went upstairs, she was crying about my mom not being here, and then literally as soon as I turned on the TV and Budget Eats came on, she started laughing. It was like watching a baby go from crying to laughing. So, old people, once they get old enough, turn back into babies. Hello, Philippines. What are you guys discussing without me? What are you saying? By the way, my mom has had this distro for like years. I finished half a bottle in the week that I've been here. She did not use a tenth of the bottle in a whole year. I don't understand. Not gonna lie, I choked up the other night right in front of my grandma, and she was like terrified. She was like, "What is this disease? Can you not do drugs?" And I was like, "Listen, chills me out. Makes me able to deal with both grief for my mom and a not fully sentient grandma." But also, I was very polite. I asked her if she wanted a hit. She didn't. But I did offer her twice. Honestly, I think I could help her, you know? But maybe not with her lung issues. Maybe I'll get her some edibles. Could help. You never know. The other night, my uncle, my mom's brother, told me that if I have trouble sleeping, like I do now, that I should take like half a tablet of Ambien or something. And I was like, how is that any better than weed? Prescription drugs are not better than weed, y'all. The first night I had to shower with that broke ass faucet. I got too high because I was so stressed. I just kept like inhaling, and then I didn't realize until it hit that like I'm gonna sink real deep. So then I dragged myself down the stairs and I turned on the faucet, and I just felt like, even though it was a single stream of water, I felt like I was covered in this water bath. It was very strange and otherizing, I will say. But you know what? Sometimes in these situations, to be otherized from yourself is a blessing. I've mostly been just cooking whatever food we have half prepared. Like my friend Samira, who's been a kind angel, taking care of Fred and driving me back and forth from Woodside to here, and taking my stuff, was really nice. That apple that we just ate, she gave me lots of apples. She gave me like a whole family-sized order of Jollibee. So we subsisted off of Jollibee for a couple of days. And then I transitioned to my mom's coworkers' food, which included like dumpling soups and tofu soups. As you saw, they got us some bakery items. So I've just been like doing a mix of all of those and then sneaking in a fruit here or there. My grandma is really adverse to vegetables, but I will be sneaking some cabbage and peppers in, which was the last groceries that my mom bought, which is what's left in the fridge.
So I'm gonna cook those first off. My grandma really hates vegetables. It was a point of great contention when I visited here while my mom was still alive. Like, my mom would try to force her to eat vegetables, and she hated vegetables. She loves meat. She loves all her starches and carbs, but she hates vegetables. So in this week, I've just not been trying to be, like, quote unquote healthy with the diet. I've just been trying to be balanced, a little bit of protein, a little bit of carb, a little bit of fiber, and just call it quits, because I don't want to further make her feel like the world sucks, because it does. Also, she's 93. Don't get on my fucking case about feeding her quote unquote bad stuff. I'm feeding her what she considers to be good food, which, if you spoke Mandarin, you heard her say. So, I'm not lying to you. So at least she's enjoying it, and that brings me peace. And Diana Kempter, I fully wholeheartedly agree. My mom was trying to, like, keep her alive for I don't know how long, and to what end. Ironically, my mom died before my grandma did, because she tried her darndest to keep everyone as healthy and safe as possible. But what my mom didn't realize when she was alive, Mom, are you listening? I'm giving you a lecture again. What she didn't realize was that healthy and safe does not always mean happy. So we each have to make our own choices. And if Grandma tells me she wants to eat something, I'm gonna feed it to her. Because she's 93. You try living to 93. And she lasted through wars and famine in China. So, like, I think she can eat whatever the fuck she wants, guys. And my mom, I'm sure, realized this, because she wasn't that dumb. She was a little innocent and idealist, but she wasn't that dumb. The foods that my grandma likes to eat are easier to prepare than made from scratch healthy food. It would have saved my mom a lot of effort to just prepare semi-homemade with Sandra Lee shit, you know? Like, for the Jollibee, I would chop up the chicken because her teeth are really fucked because she's 93, but she doesn't have dentures in. She still has her own teeth, guys. She's missing her 2 front teeth. She lost those in the last 4 years, but she still has all the rest of her other teeth. But still, I try to chop it up into little pieces. I heat those up. I toast up a little bit of bread, and then I heat up a little bowl of soup, put a little tiny bit of vegetables in that soup. Make sure they're like tiny little floaties and not like big old chunks. And then I tell her to put her bread cubes in the soup. So she's like drinking a bread soup while she's eating some chicken. If it's not chicken, it's eggs. Just seared, you know, fried. And then at the end of the meal, we either eat an orange or we eat an apple. And then I give her a little cup of tea that she only drinks 2 bites of. But that's it. That's it. We keep some bananas in her room. We keep some little nuts in her room. We found in my mom's room a little bag of tortilla chips, which apparently, according to my grandma, my mom never let her have that much of. My mom would always ration the potato chips or the tortilla chips. So obviously I found the bag in my mom's room after she passed. And I was like, Grandma, do you like these? And she was like, yes, your mom never really let me have too many. And I was like, well, this whole bag is yours. Enjoy. And Grandma has a lot of self-control. There was like maybe 3 cups of chips in there, and she finished it just today. So she's good about portioning. The doctor was like, your grandma is pre-diabetic, your grandma has high blood pressure, your grandma has trouble breathing, and I was like, all right, so she's 93, right? That does not mean I'm gonna feed my grandma cabbage and brown rice for the rest of her life.
When I ask Grandma what she wants to eat, she says she'll eat anything. So I just give her what she wants to eat. And then I said today, Grandma, tomorrow I'm gonna cook you some vegetables. And she's like, you don't need to cook, we have all this food. Which is her Chinese grandma way of saying, I don't want no fucking vegetables, get that shit out of here. She didn't respond when I told her, well, we're gonna run out of the food that's already made in the fridge, so we have to make new food. I'm gonna give her vegetables, guys. She needs a little, you know, for the poops. I don't wanna fucking have to deal with constipation. But I'm gonna mince up the cabbage and I'm gonna stir fry it with some garlic. I have some onions here, I see. Mom has some onions. She also has 2 huge kabocha squashes. I might turn on her oven for the first time and see if it even works. Actually, that might not be wise because if the gas is leaking and there's no ignition, then it's like, yeah, maybe not actually. I did bring my toaster oven over, so maybe I'll just use the toaster oven. I think I'm gonna actually not use that stove oven because I'm a little scared of giving us all gas poisoning. And then there will be no one here in this house. And for sure, we will have an upstairs neighbor. I hate prunes. They make me shit so goodly. There's no other way to put it. Prunes does not give me satisfying shits. I don't like prunes for shits. I like prunes as far as eating them in as flavors and ingredients, but not for the poop effect. I will be the upstairs neighbor. You got my drift. Okay, so stove is done. I'm gonna wipe the counters now then, I guess. Oh, she loved Jollibee. It's salty, it's oily, it's meat. Loves it. Remember, my grandma, like, ran out of wars and famine. She loves her meat. So, meat she shall get. Again, I don't know how much battery is left on my phone, so if I cut out, cut out. I still have a hand mixer and a waffle iron to give away. What time is it? Oh yeah, it's 8:30. I wonder. Somebody was supposed to come by and pick up stuff. Are they here? Oop. I hope they knock. Let me know if you hear a knocking. It's either a ghost or somebody to pick up shit. Should I take Grandma to all you can eat barbecue? Maybe we can just make it here, huh? It is terrifying to be in this house alone, guys. There's a basement. There is 2 small rooms upstairs with a master bedroom. There are 2 bathrooms in the house. There's the whole first floor, which is the living room and the dining room and this kitchen. It's too much space for me. If anybody wants to have a sleepover party, let me know. Now, normally I would wash the cast iron and dry the cast iron, but that means I have to waste another matchstick. So what I've been doing is just wiping the food residue, putting it into the oven so it doesn't collect dust. And then the next day, before I put it on the fire to use again, I rinse it off, wash it, and then dry it before I put in the oil. I have to conserve my matches. Wow, that was loud, sorry. Okay. I know, teleportation would be amazing. I would not have this issue with Grandma. We could all be together. We could all be happy. No problemos. Ooh, a Jollibee in Madrid. Congrats, y'all. That's a level up for sure. Mom, I'm gonna have to move your setup. I don't like this setup. Don't get mad at me. I think the centipede went down the wall and behind the stove. Yeah, that's why I didn't kill it. Apparently centipedes are good. You must have missed a lot of lives if you didn't know we were in Egypt. I think we mentioned it on quite a few of them. Guys, do I rip this tape up? My mom has tape up to like keep the extension cord glued to the wall, and I really hate it. Everything about this place is so janky. And did you know that tape actually attracts insects? Apparently some of them really like the glue. So I'm sorry, Mom, but I'm gonna peel this. It really grosses me out. Yes, talk to the people who live around you, guys. I'm also gonna throw this cutting board out. Look at this disgusting piece of shit that my mom has been using for literally as long as I can remember. It is an old family board, but you know what? You get rid of stuff when you have brand new shit like this still in the plastic. Why, Mom? Why would you buy something like this or even just have it on hand, even if it was a gift? Why would you not use that? Why would you use this plastic piece of shit? Come on, Mom. You make me so sad. Like, I don't even hate you for doing this. I just feel so bad for you. Why would you save this shit? Who were you saving it for?
I know. She saved everything for me. I can't use it all though. She could have. She could have used me more too. Every single call that we had, she said, "I'm here for you anytime. Tell me anything that's on your mind." And she did not do the same for me. She would not do the same for me. You know, it really hurts too because she kept saying how she wanted to be my friend and not just my mom. But like, that's not how you treat a friend, man. It's an equal exchange when you're friends. It's not this one-way street. It's impossible to not feel guilty, but yes, logically, I'm aware I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty. But I will still feel it. I'm gonna have to put you guys down. It's gonna take a lot of scrubbing. Stay, phone, stay. Gross, Mom! Ew! You know, I put on my mom's clothes because I was going through her closet and also I didn't bring many clothes with me besides the ones that I took with me to Egypt. And I looked in the mirror and I was like, wow, damn, I guess I have to fulfill the role of the mom of the house now, you know? Like, yes, I don't have any children, but I still feel like I have to step into this role now. Bye, Linda. I guess Fred is my child. Although, he really likes his, foster mom right now. Which, I'm glad he does. I'm happy for him. I want my child to be happy. The shirt I'm wearing was a brand new shirt. It still had the tag on it. And all I'm doing today is cleaning. I ripped out the dirty ass blinds. I'm cleaning the kitchen. And I wonder what my mom thinks about that. My mom who saved everything good to infinity and beyond. I've made the decision to not save anything for anything, you know? You can't save it all. I think Grandma's coming downstairs again. Stella! So yeah, I think I'm gonna throw this board out, Mom. Thank you for your service board. Tomorrow for your birthday, we're gonna open that brand new cutting board. We're gonna fucking use it. Right? It's not democracy. I'm gonna just do it.
You don't get to choose anymore because you did. I wish I had been more forceful with my mom. I just didn't know. All the things that I wish I knew about her. I wish I had taken a more disrespectful parental role with her, you know? Lala? 待会儿可能有人来敲门，他来拿东西。如果有人可能来拿东西，如果有人可能来，如果来的话，您叫我一声。谢谢。My grandma's sitting on the front window right now, and I told her that if anyone comes knocking, she should let me know. I gave her a job. She's now our watchdog. And she will bark at me. I should have never listened to my mom. I should have just kept cleaning. I brought the vacuum to the house once, and I cleaned for her. And she said, I don't want you doing this again. And I said, Mom, I think you need help. And she was like, I'll do it next time. And I said, okay. Because you know what? I was fucking lazy too. I didn't want to fucking clean her ginormous ass house. It's like 3 times the size of my apartment. And I took it for granted that she was telling me the truth, that she will clean it. Turns out she really did need the help. Turns out I should have trusted my gut instinct. Even your mom will lie to you, and especially your mom will lie to you, because she will lie to you thinking it is for your own good. We are from Beijing. Moms be lying and you would never know because they're your mom. And you're like, Mom would never lie to me. Moms be lying though. Moms be lying. Ugh. I just spilled her plants. That wasn't a safe thing, was it? Wow, that's a view, isn't it? Sorry, Mom. Killed your plant. All right. About there. Are you able to stay there? Okay. All right, what do I do about this spill? Oh. 好看吗？啊？有什么可看的？ Okay. I fear that I might have ignored the person who said they would come between 8 and 9, possibly because I missed their DM, possibly because I was on this live, so I'm so sorry if you came by and I did not respond, but I truly did not hear a doorbell. But maybe it's because I didn't give them my address. Did I give them my address? Alright guys, maybe I should go so I can see if they're coming.
I thank you so much for joining me, and let me know if you want to clean together. There's a lot to clean in this house. Take care of yourselves and talk about death. Normalize it. I'll see ya.